This week we are looking for adventure here in Ennis, Texas. We invite you to come go with us as we explore some of the lakes, trails, and parks around the area. So join with us as we encounter nature, wildlife, and some of the epic scenery found all around Ennis. Good morning, everyone. Wade here with KW1 Adventures, and we're out in Ennis, Texas today. We're going to try some of the lakes, ponds, see what we can catch, and give you some feedback on that. That looks like a lot of fun. The guys out there fishing. Lyons Park in Ennis, Texas is on 18.5 acres. There's a concrete pathway that goes all the way around the lake. People come out and walk around the trail, jog. There's pavilions with picnic tables. You can bring your family out, have a good meal, picnic. You can also fish around the bank, and you can enjoy scenic views and wildlife throughout the park. Finally, Mott Park. All the times I've been coming over here, I've never been able to get into Mott Park. And this is the first time I've ever been able to get in here. And I guess this is the park that's got it going on this week because there's RVs in here, there's tents, people are camping, people are fishing, road runners are happy, and we're all having a good time. That's Highview Park right there behind me where we just come from. This is Mott Park over here right across the way, and just kind of checking this place out for the first time. Like I said earlier, pretty neat place. Let's go see what they got to offer. So I'm going to try a different strategy here, go with the top water. It's a calm day, water's very calm, fish seem to be asleep, they're not really biting, so pop the water a little bit and see if we can wake them up. See some fish jumping out there in the middle of this thing, but I can't get to them. This is where a kayak would be really nice. May have to invest in a kayak. Well, what I figured out, if you're not camping at Mott Park, the fishing is kind of limited, and so I just decided to move on. We're going to go back here and try out behind the dam of Bardwell Lake and see what that's like. Here's Lake Bardwell right here, Ennis Tx over here. We came down Inside Road and then Sandwich right here, Sandwich Road, came back around here, up Formula Market 985 and behind the dam right here, all the way right back around to the other park. Hope that helps you out if you're looking. All right, we're gonna go back here behind the dam of Lake Bardwell and check things out back here, see what we got. there's just something about nature, something about being outdoors that's a draw to me, and honestly, I can never get enough of it. I love being outside. Here we have the creek running out of Lake Bardwell from the spillway. It's just right outside of Ennis here, about, I don't know, 10 miles south of Ennis. There's lots of country out here, farming. It's peaceful out here. You don't hear sirens, you don't hear traffic or anything else. You hear a lot of nothing, and I kind of like that. Here's something pretty interesting. I've never noticed this before, but apparently this is public hunting. I'm sure you have to get a special permit to go in there and hunt, but I might want to check into that a little more and see what looks like to be the spillway right over there, and then there's the dam across there. But interesting, we're not 500 yards from where I was just at with that other sign, and right here it says wildlife sanctuary, no hunting, no dogs. So it's kind of limited where you can hunt, I guess, very limited. I haven't really seen any animals this morning other than a buzzard, dogs, cats, and cows. You would think there'd be a lot of deer down here, but I've been down here several times and haven't seen a deer yet. But it's so scenic down here that it's worth the drive just to come check it out. And every time I come through here, it changes because of the farmers planting different crops and different things. And one time it might be a little muddy, the next time super dry like today. And it's never a dull adventure coming down here into the country like this. I love it. I think with all the corn and the produce out here, there would be deer everywhere, but it's just, I don't know, it's strange. I hadn't seen one deer. I've been down here about 4 or 5 times now, and just no wildlife. There's a lake, there's creeks, there's water, produce, there's all the elements here, but you just don't see the animals. Well, that's pretty neat. You can see how the trees just kind of circle over a half moon over the road there. And you'll see that a lot down here. And when I'm able, I'll get out and walk a little bit and just kind of explore. Man, it is very peaceful out here. It's beautiful. I've come by here many times of the year. Sometimes there's crop out here, sometimes it's just a bare field, and then sometimes it's just grown up with weeds. Guy kind of does the seasonal stuff, I guess, and apparently there's lots of produce that comes out of this field here. Well, we circled back around to the lake again, and I'd like to give you an evaluation of my thoughts on the lake. We visited 3 parks today: Highview Park, which is right here, Mott Park and Love Park. Highview Park and Love Park are kind of, well, they're all kind of limited on what you can do and where you can fish. And I haven't caught a lot of fish today, one fish, and just kind of been a tough day. I don't know if that's fair to the lake, because I hear there are some good fishing opportunities here. And this being the middle of summer or the beginning of summer, the fish obviously aren't going to be biting all the time. But as far as scenic views and overlook, it's been very satisfying to me. This is kind of a hidden gem back in here. I've been living in Waxahachie for, since 2014. And knew the lake was here, but had no idea this park was here, or this trail to the lake, or any of this. Bardwell Lake has been around a long time. It was built in November of 1965 and created for a water supply of Ennis and maybe some other towns. Also for flood control and recreation. I'm not sure what the flood control means, but it has something to do with the Trinity River. Well, I'm going to head home for the day, and we'll try it again tomorrow, day 3 of our Ennis epic adventure fishing and exploring the lakes of Ennis, Texas. All right, another morning, another way to get out and see the lakes. We're going to go back to Ennis this morning. In case you hadn't noticed, this is a mini series all wrapped into one video, and we're going to go check out the new lake today and see what that's all about. Lake Clark covers 156 acres. The park contains a playground, picnic, gazebo for families. It also has piers and the jetty that you can fish on. There's a hiking trail, plenty of scenic views, plenty of wildlife to view, and some good fishing. Looks like he's fixing to go right in the water. Actually behind the water. Got my first fish. Looks like a pretty good one. Oh yeah, nice bass. Alright. Oh, either. Got a nice one here. Man, he wasn't getting on for nothing. About, I don't know, pound and a half, 2 pounds. Nice bass. So I found this park here with a little trail that kind of goes around the lake, and we're going to go try that out and see what happens, see if we can find a fishing hole or two. Well, I think the trail's about a half mile in circular motion, and I believe I saw on the map there's a trail or two that goes down to the lake, so we're going to try that out and see what happens, see if we can catch a fish or two, and I'm excited. Stuff like this right here makes my day. This is really cool, y'all. It's nice and shady in here. I hadn't bit by mosquitoes, have not been bitten by mosquitoes yet, so that's a plus. Well, I couldn't find a trail, if there's any trails in here. It looked like there was a couple of them, but they're a little too grown up for me. I'm not as brave as I used to be. When I was younger, I probably would have done that, no second thoughts, but my eyes are not quite as good as they used to be. My reflexes and my reflux are not in check. And so I'm going to pass on what I saw. But may come back here in the wintertime to give it a try. See how it goes. That completes my hike of this trail. If I had to describe this trail, I would describe it as urban, natural wildlife trail. I had a good experience here, and yes, I would recommend it. It's a half-mile walk, easy walk, nothing to it. You are walking on grass, not a pavement, so might keep that in mind, you hikers. And if you want to come out here and try it out, I would definitely give it my recommendations. All right, we're moving on. Old City Lake was established in 1891. There's 32 acres. There's also 2 parks, Kiwanis and Rotary Club Park. Rotary Park has a splash pad, 2 pavilions, a shaded picnic area, new playground equipment. It has a beach volleyball court, a fitness center, and it connects to the adjoining Kiwanis Park. City Park is the neatest. Seems to be the most well-maintained to me. It's certainly the most beautiful in my opinion. It's a little grown up today with the grass, but it's usually well kept, mowed. Looks very nice. I would say as far as a family setting, this is the most inviting one out of all the parks that I've seen. You can do everything here. You can fish, you can bring your kayak, you can hike, you can walk, you can jog. Well, this is a very scenic walk. It's an easy walk. I think what makes it easy are two things. One, the pathways are straight. Two, it's so scenic that you walk a long way before you realize how far you've even walked. You're so taken in by the scenery that you forget about your walking, and that's what it's all about. Any of you ever seen duck tracks before? Well, I was real happy to share this with y'all. It's been quite an experience. All those lakes in Ennis over there make for some good fishing. Didn't have a lot of luck this weekend, but there's fish to be caught over there. And I had a great time, and glad you got to come with us. And we will see you on another. Y'all have a good day. God bless.